Do you ever notice when you spend the entire day outside, like you're outside doing an activity, like in the sunlight on a good day, you eat so much less. Like let's say like when you plan like a hiking trip or a camping trip or like a canoe trip or something like that, and then you consider, right? It's like, okay, so normally how many meals in a day do we eat? Like I eat about maybe 3, maybe 4 meals a day. Each meal has like this much food, like a pound of food. So you're eating like 3 or 4 pounds of food a day. So when you prepare for like this big expedition, like maybe like a 3-day camping trip or a 3-day canoe trip, you're packing like 20 pounds of food because you think that's how much you're going to eat. But then you actually get out there and it's like, you know, you spend the entire day outside and the only thing you eat for literally the whole day from sunrise till sunset is like 3 pieces of fruit and like 2 pieces of like beef jerky, and it's like that's it, you're full. And even today I spent the whole day outside working on like a couple projects, and the only thing I ate for the entire day was a single egg. Like one single egg, I cracked it and then I drank it, and that was the only thing I ate for the entire day. And I was outside like whizzing about, working on things, standing up, sitting back down, like moving my body and like concentrating on different things the entire day. And it's like all I had to eat was an egg. And just like the physics of that doesn't quite make sense, because the energy I output in my day did not match the energy I put into my body. Like the energy from a single egg, right? How could that compensate for like the function and the maintenance and the renewal, the regeneration of my organs, my glands, the brain, the blood, the plasma, like the generation, the creation of new skin, the detoxification, the discarding of old skin, old cells, discarding of toxins, introducing new cells, creating a new body almost. I did all that plus exert physically, and I only had a single egg, but at least it was really sunny. It's like I didn't feel hungry the whole day. And then I'm thinking like, what the hell is going on here? Because because some people will say, well, yeah, you had the egg, but you're kind of running off your body's reserves. Okay, sure, my body's reserves. How long can you go without food? Like 30, 40 days? Around there? Like you can go without eating physical food for like over a month and it wouldn't kill you. And it just kind of gets me thinking, like, what the hell is going on? What really feeds a human being? And that's where I kind of think that there's actually this sort of metaphysical aspect to it, where the air, the life force that permeates throughout all of existence, these electromagnetic frequencies generated from the sun, from the air, right? It actually feeds us. Why does it feed us? Maybe it's because we're a part of it. You know, we're interconnected in a way. Like if we are beings of light that is precipitated down into fine physical matter, at some point just the interaction of light with light from the sun, light that is the human body, that is I, it gives me energy. The energy from the sun gives energy to my body. And I think that is part of human sustenance. I do not think, eating is purely only physical. Now, that's not to say it's one or the other. You have to remember, we live in a kind of duality, but it's actually like a trifold nature of existence. The dual aspect of it is that we have to eat physical foods, right? Meat, fruits, I actually have to eat that. And then there's the metaphysical aspect, as in we have to get energy, because we can't sustain ourselves purely off of food, but we can get the energy to still sustain ourselves from the sun. But it's not one or the other, it's not all food, and it's not all about being a breatharian. It's like the intermediary, it's like the in-between, it's that sweet spot. It's the third state of being where you're kind of like have an equality of both. Like you're eating well physically and you're getting adequate amounts of essence, life force from nature metaphysically, so to speak. Does that make sense to you guys? Because I'm sure you guys have all experienced, right? You go outside, or you plan a hiking trip for the day, right? So you're, okay, I'm gonna be hiking for like 6 hours today. So I'm gonna pack all this food because I know I'll be eating that much. And then you get out there on a hike, and it turns out you don't even eat the entire day, but you're completely fine. You know, really brings to question, like, what are we? Where are we? The second part I kind of want to talk about regarding like the air sustaining us. This kind of goes into the alternate history side of things, but you know, like in those old palaces, like the Palace of Versailles, huge palace, right? Hundreds of rooms, not a single bathroom. And then I remember learning in history class, like about like in the old days, like in the UK, because I actually went to a British school, so I learned a lot about British history growing up. And they said that in Victorian times, in the same period where you have like unbelievable, mind-blowing architecture, there is a gigantic bald eagle right in front of me. In the same period where you have like the most eloquent, sophisticated mathematical geometric designs incorporated into everyday life, in the architecture, in the fashion, in just like the details, the mechanics of like even like your cars or your carriage or your tools and stuff like that. Even your tool is carved in such a way where it's intricate and beautiful. And amongst all this beauty, people were throwing their shit outside of windows. It just doesn't make sense. And that's where some theories come about where, well, what if there was a different atmosphere back then? And what if it was like not even like the same, this is gonna sound like super like out there, but it's like, what if it's not even the same universe, you know? It's like, if you've ever seen like Full Metal Alchemist, that anime, it's like, what if that was like a separate reality? But it was a reality nonetheless, where the energetics, the chi, the life force was much higher, so humans just didn't need to eat. Maybe even at all, maybe they only had to eat like this much and that was enough to sustain them. So all in all, like their use for like a bathroom was not necessary. It's an interesting idea, and it really does get me thinking a lot, especially about these older buildings, because, you know, the castles, the palaces, the chateaus, none of them had toilets. Not to mention, the people wore clothes that were really like inconvenient to dress out of. Like the girls, you like, as a woman, like that dress you had to wear, like the big one, you literally needed, I'm sorry, I just saw the biggest vulture ever. Like, what the fuck? That bird was like 3 meters wide. What the? It's gone now. Like I can't. Oh, dude, that bird was like wingspan bigger than me, easily. What the hell? Oh my god, totally ruined, like wrecked my train of thought. I was talking about the clothes though, but the girls, they're wearing like these clothes where you literally need someone else to help you dress, so you can't even undress on your own. So how can you expect to use the bathroom? And then they give you some bullshit narratives like, oh yeah, the girls, they were just filth, so they would just shit in a bucket or piss just on the floor in these grand palaces. That's called bullshit, you know, that's called bullshit history. And I'm not gonna be the one to claim that actually knows what's going on, the energetics of it all. Like, were these people really living in this kind of like Goldilocks, like kind of energetic universe where you literally didn't need to eat, you were completely sustained, like you didn't need to eat. The energy of the earth itself literally kept your physical body alive. Is that even possible? You know, I think nothing's truly out of this realm, but I do really, really believe that we are fed one way or another through energy, through the ether, through air, and through sunlight. And of course, the other half of it is we're fed through food that we consume. What do you guys think? That's all I really have to say. I'll turn the camera around for you. I'll say goodbye to this wonderful view. Later. I apologize if it's super windy. I'm trying to speak directly into the mic. But do you see these birds? Do you see the freaking size of them? We have vultures, bald eagles, crows, ravens, ospreys, and hawks. Look at that bald eagle. Hold on a second. Oh, look at it. Look at them go. Look at them go. You see the bald eagle? There's two. They spotted me. The size of these birds. Look at that eagle. These birds are humongous. There's a vulture there. And if you're wondering what's happening, a couple days ago, my neighbor, he butchered 3 of his cows, and he just does them right on the field, and he just kind of leaves the carcass out on the field. And then like you see like an entire dance, all the birds that just come around here all day. And they're so sensory too. Like I try to sneak up on them, but